Hello, hello. Um, let's see here. There it is. So, hello. I hope you all are doing well. Um, Today I have a video that was supposed to go live at 1 o'clock, and I can't get it to upload. So, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a preview and then talk to you for a while. So I was working on the Sloan the seahorse pattern by Crochetvision, and this is my little Sloan. Of course, she needs eyes, and she will get eyes, but I'm going to do all my eyes at one time. Um, so the gist of that video is, do I have enough time to crochet a Sloan in 1 hour? You're going to have to come back next week, once I figure out what I've done wrong about loading it up, so that you can see um, what actually happened. And that will go live on Wednesday at 1 p.m. next week. Something else that I've been working on, although I don't really like his hair, is Henry the horse. Trying to get it so you can kind of see him. I like the overall pattern, but I must have done something wrong with his ears because they don't stand up. And I really don't like his mane. So I am trying to figure out what I can do differently, to give him a good mane, and have him look better. Today I'm working on just a geometric shawl. I started this, I think, on Friday last week, and I haven't worked on it nonstop. I've been picking it up here and there. Um, it's being made out of Karen Simply Soft, and the color that I'm working with right now is orange. The purple is purple, and the gray is, I believe, um, just called gray. But let me look here real quick. Nope, it's called Gray Heather. I am still working through my yarns in my little box down there. Um, and although my plan was to work through all those yarns before bringing up anything more, I did go downstairs and raid the yarn closet again and brought up a couple of skeins of Bernat, um, so that I can work on my plushies. I'm really enjoying working on my plushies. What are you working on today? The dogs and I are enjoying a nice quiet afternoon. It's nap time for them right now. Um, a funny thing happened today. Bella decided to get in the dog bed while it was sitting on the ottoman, and it fell off, and so did she. And it was a bit unsettling, I'm sure, for her, but it was kind of funny because she didn't really know what had happened or why they fell off. Bella is my mom's dog. She's a little Chiweenie. She's 8 years old, and my dog is a black and tan dachshund. His name is Humphreys. He's supposed to be a miniature, but he's not so miniature. This past week, I have finished what have I done? I finished frogs. I finished a shirt. Got quite a bit done in this past week, although I know without the video, how do you know that it actually happened, right? So this Saturday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the United States, I'll be going live again on this channel. I'm sure that I will probably have more plushies to show by then. And I may make a few plushies on the live. Or I may pull out my knitting. I do have a winter jacket that I'm knitting. However, at the pace that I'm going, it's not going to be ready till next winter. I've really been enjoying crochet lately. And it's not that I don't like to knit, because I do, but I'm a product crafter. And so crochet is really tickling that itch right now. I really like to be productive and make things and get things done. I don't like partial skeins being left over. I do have my stand wood right next to you on my table here, because as I work on my projects and I have, leftover, it's not a full skein, it's just kind of leftovers, I've been caking them up right away. What else? I got some more done on my scrap blanket, and I will be showing you that here in a few minutes. In fact, I'll just set that down. So this is, my scrap blanket, my scrap-tastic blanket. So what I'm doing is, when I have a little bit of a skein left over and it's not big enough to really skein up, I've been throwing it on there. The last thing I put on there, I could have skeined it up, but I'm not going to use it in any other projects. And so I decided to put it in the blanket. I will be adding some little bits and bobs of the blanket yarn. I'm not super big on like, oh, we have to save every, absolute inch of the ends of the yarn. But when I have a little bit longer scrap, I like to try and put it in the blanket. If it's too short to go in the blanket, it's going in the trash can. Because if it's if it's too little to go into that blanket, I can't do anything with it. Let's see. I picked out the colors for this particular project. I had some orange sitting here staring at me, and so I started with the orange, and then I liked how the purple worked with the orange, so then I went to purple. I also liked how the heathered gray is working with the orange, and so I jumped over to that. The concept for this was, I started out with a circle, and then I went to a star. Then I worked on getting it into a square. And then from square, I've gone to triangular. The reason that I've done that is because I honestly, I just wanted to see if I could. It was just something rattling around in my brain. And the when I look at yarn, sometimes I just know what it should be in my brain, and I work on making it happen. So I'm using a 5.5 crochet hook, and I am using the basic granny stitch. So I'm doing 3 double crochets and then a chain stitch in between the clusters of 3 double crochet. And this is finally growing. For a while, it kind of felt like it just wasn't growing very well, but it definitely is now. When I go to sew in my ends, because we all know I hate sewing in my ends, but when I go to do it, I use an angled needle like this. I like the metal ones better than the plastic ones, um, to get into where I want to hide that yarn and make sure that it's secure and it doesn't come undone. Um, I have a longer needle for sewing in on large plushies. But on the smaller stuff and most of the stuff that I'm doing right now, just my regular sewing needle works just fine. I have a couple of things that I'm working on. Like I said, I'm working on this, and then when I get odds and ends, I put them into my scrap blanket. I have a lovely little market bag that I have not finished yet. That's been sitting there for a while staring at me. And basically, I'll know that this one is done when I run out of yarn. Um, I'd like to make sure that it gets large enough that it wraps around me, um, and that it's comfortable. But in the end, I've only got so much yarn. And so I'm going to use up the yarn that I have, and then I'll be done. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I really like stitch markers, and I have a lot of them. So I keep my stitch markers in a purple makeup bag, and it's just, I got a couple of these off of Amazon, and I have really enjoyed them. I have one that has extra things for my knitting needles. And then I have this one. I have another one that holds all of my crochet hooks. So I really have enjoyed them. I like having I have a small 3-tiered storage thing that sits right here by my chair. And those makeup bags work real well in there because I know what color I'm looking for when I go digging for something. Because each one is a little bit different shade of purple. and all three of them fit really well in my in one storage bin where I keep my needles, and so everything is kind of contained in one place. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's supposed to be up in the 40s today around here, and it sure is actually a nice day outside. You don't want to spend too much time outside, but it is a nice day. Lots of sunlight. In fact, I don't even have my ring light on right now because we are getting a good amount of sunlight. So this is what this looks like. So I started with a circle, and then I went to a star, and then I worked on getting it into a square, and then I went to the triangle. I can't wait until I get my other video uploaded for you guys. I'll make sure that it premieres next Wednesday at 1 o'clock Mountain Standard Time in the United States. I'm sure everybody has heard about Joann's. It sounds like there might be a few buyers for Joann's. And if there is, I hope that they're not just liquidators. I would hope that Joann would be able to stay open. Of course, it's going to need probably quite a bit of restructuring. And I think that they really need like one centralized warehouse to send out their products from instead of having them come from multiple places. Plus, I think that they should wait until they have the entire order and then send the entire order, because I have an order that's coming, and it's coming in 5 different boxes. And some of those boxes only have one skein of yarn in them. And to me, that's just wasteful um, for the company and for everything. You know, they could wait until they had everything and then send it, you know, and if it didn't fit in one box, okay, send it in 2 boxes. But sending me yarn where several boxes only have one skein of yarn, that just doesn't seem right to me. So I've ordered and I've received my felt eyes off of Amazon so that I can put eyes on all of my little plushies. But I'm going to do all of them at one time, so I only have the mess out one time. But I'm going to video it so that you guys can go along on this little adventure with me. I don't know if I mentioned, but the Sloan seahorse pattern that I used is from Crochetvision. She has a YouTube, Crochetvision. She also has a website, crochetvision.com. And the designer's name is Sarah. Um, she has several patterns up that you can purchase, and Sloan is just one of them. Now that I've kind of gotten used to reading her patterns, I do really like them. I'm not real good at following patterns when I'm making clothing. However, following the patterns to do the plushies is pretty easy. Mainly because I think I get so much gratification because you can see them building so quickly and you can finish them fairly quickly. Just trying to keep track of my yarn because I don't want to play yarn chicken with this color anymore. Because I'm pretty sure this is the last one of this. Yep. So next I go to the gray. So this is the last of the orange that I have. I probably have more downstairs. But honestly, I'm not going to go downstairs and get it. Because at one time, a long time ago, I bought this from Yarnspirations, and I bought each skein of yarn for like 60 cents. Because they were having a big sale. And I got a ton of orange and a ton of green because those were the only two colors that they had. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'll use it someday. And I have used some, but not a ton. I think this shawl will have 3 orange skeins in it. I definitely use the other colors and reach for them a lot more. They're definitely much easier for me to think about and reach for. However, I had this skein of orange just sitting there. And that's when I decided that, I wanted to make a circle and I wanted to make a star. And then I was off and running. So if you're looking to learn how to crochet, I don't have any how-to videos on my channel. I would recommend the Crochet Crowd. Mikey and several other contributors have put out a lot of video tutorials. You can also get free patterns from yarnspirations.com. And why I say that is because the Crochet Crowd works with yarnspirations.com to help bring tutorials and education to the masses for free. And Crochet Crowd has worked with Yarnspirations for several years now. And Mikey from the Crochet Crowd is a hoot. He's from Canada and quite a fun guy to watch. If that's not your style, you can always look up Bagaudet Crochet. She has a lot of tutorials on her YouTube channel. You can look up Fiber Spider. He has a lot on his channel. Or if you know what you want to make, you can just go to the YouTube search bar and put in how to crochet a hat or how to crochet a scarf. And it will bring you up many, many suggested videos that can teach you how to do what you want to do. Now, I will say I would not start out necessarily making plushies. But if you're going to do that and you have the money and the time, you could start out with like a Woobles kit. But if you already have a hook and you already have yarn, and it's the correct hook for that yarn, I would just say, pick a free plushy pattern from YouTube and follow that tutorial. Because as long as you know, let me restate that. So, plushies and amigurumi typically are only using, for the most part, are only using single crochets. Now, you do have to learn how to do the magic circle. You will have to learn how to make double crochet and triple crochet. You'll have to learn how to do popcorn stitches. But realistically, it's not that hard. A popcorn stitch is just a certain amount of double crochets in a that you do them in the same stitch, and then you go into that first double crochet and you pull your yarn from that last one through the first one, and then it creates like a little I don't know. To me, it creates a little bloop that's, hanging out there. Um, I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but this is a popcorn stitch that makes the nose. Um, so, there's not that many stitches that you'd have to learn. Um, if you're going to do plushies, you can use larger hooks, like a 4 millimeter up to maybe a 7 millimeter. If you're going to be doing amigurumi, you're going to want the teeny tiny hooks. So you're going to want like 2.5 and millimeters and below. Can I do that? Yes. Do I really want to do that? No. I really like working with like a 5 or a 5.5 or even a 4. I'll go down to like a 3.5, but I really don't like to go below a 3.5. And most of the time when I'm working, I'm either using a 4, a 5, or a 5.5. Um, and a lot of the stuff that I've made more recently, I have really been favoring my 5.5. It works really well for making plushies for me. But like the pattern designers often say, you have to try your hook in the yarn to see if you don't see which hook you need to not have holes in your project that would allow the stuffing to come out. In the amigurumi, the single crochet is usually created slightly different than you would for everything else. There's also such a thing as tapestry crochet, where you create a design, like a picture, and it can be seen on one side. Usually the back side is covered, like with other crochet or with felt or cotton, so that you don't see the back side. Because often with tapestry crochet, the back side is where the ends and stuff are. And some people weave them in, some people don't. I don't do tapestry crochet. So I don't really have an opinion on what's best or better. I know some people say that you have to hold your yarn a certain way or you have to hold your hook a certain way. Honestly, figure out what feels best for you, that works best for you, and then stick with that. Because it's, kind of like the old saying. Now I don't remember what it is. But basically, there's like a dozen ways to skin a cat or something like that. There's always more than one way to do something, and often there's many ways. And what works for you is right for you. What feels good to you is right for you. Someone telling you that you're holding your yarn wrong or you're holding your hook wrong, there really isn't a right way. I know what feels right to me and how I learned. But the truth is, as long as you can make it work and it's not hurting you, it's the right way. Even if, old timers or new timers tell you you're doing it wrong. Sometimes it's awesome to be showing stuff online, but sometimes it can get downright mean. On a one of the most recent lives from Crochetvision, someone told her that she was crocheting wrong. And the thing is, people crochet differently, and it's absolutely fine to do it your way. So saying someone's doing it wrong doesn't really make sense. Is there a way that works well for me? Yep. Is this if someone was asking me, I'd say, try holding your yarn and hook my way, but that doesn't mean that it's going to work for them. So you just have to try it out, and practice makes better. Everybody's perfectly imperfect, like my mom likes to say, but practice does not make perfect. It makes better. I think I have enough to go around one more time. And then it's going to go on the scrap blanket. It always seems a little bit odd that there's such a delay between what I'm saying to you and then when it comes across the TV, because I have it up on my TV so that I can make sure that, people can see me and people can hear me. And so it's always kind of interesting that delay is there. I will go back and rename this live because the name I gave it and some of that information was actually for the video I was trying to upload. And we'll just have to have that for next Wednesday. If you like knitting and crochet, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. That's always helpful. Mom's leaving, so Humphreys is too. He's her little black shadow. Bella, on the other hand, is curled up in her blankie and could care less. She is a very, very happy baby over there. So I'm trying a little bit different setup this time. Instead of having my clamp for my phone on my side of the table, I put it across the table. I think I like the way this is coming out better than how I have had it before. I want to show you guys the jungle if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's see here. Whoop. Nope, I don't think I can. In another video, I'll show you what our lovely jungle looks like. I think it's so awesome because Grandma wouldn't let Mom have the plants in the house because Grandma didn't want to deal with plants in the house anymore. Grandma didn't want anything in the house. However, now that Grandma's gone and it's Mom and I, you know, there's lots and lots of little of the mini African violets. But there's also like a climbing vine thing, and then a plant from my old job, aloe vera, holiday cactuses. She's got Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. She's also got red clover. I think the big plant is called Mother of a Thousand Tongues, or Thousand Tongue, something like that. I'm not a plant person at all. I do not have a green thumb. It is definitely black. I can't keep plants alive. Even succulents, even hens and chicks, which can grow outside in the Wyoming weather and not get moisture for like 6 months and be perfectly fine, I kill them. I like hens and chicks, but I cannot keep them alive. I kind of wish that like our whole front yard was like hen and chicks or something like that, because then we wouldn't need um, they wouldn't need as much water, because we're still in a drought and it doesn't sound like it's going to get better anytime soon. You know, probably like a lot of the country, we could definitely use some more moisture for the underground aquifers and for the snow caps. It's just not like it was when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we got a lot more snow, and a lot of wet snow, especially in the spring. That's not really happening anymore. I'll tell you the silly thing that I did today. I finished my Sloan up and was getting to ready to run off to a medical appointment, and I dropped my stitch marker in my drink. So, because I had ice in there, I decided I better strain it out and get it out, which I did do. Um, but it was like, Jiminy's Jamie, like, why would you do something like that? Because I don't know. I think it's definitely a um, hepatic encephalopathy. There we go. I'm having more hepatic encephalopathy symptoms, especially today. I slept from like 6 o'clock last night to like 5 o'clock this morning. Um, and it's not even 2 p.m. and I'm already ready to go back to bed, which is part of that hepatic encephalopathy, because you get tired, you lose words, you have brain fog, um, all kinds of lovely stuff. And for me, mine's chronic. So, I have little flares here and there. Some people, they'll have HE and then they're able to get things fixed and it goes away. Mine's just chronic. And, some days are better than others. And I bet you that because the HE is rearing its head today, I think that's probably why I had problems trying to upload my video. Because it was done and it was ready, but couldn't get it to upload. So I will figure it out probably tomorrow when I have a few more brain cells, and then get it scheduled for next Wednesday. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely like sometimes just doing like repetitive projects, like a granny square. Modern granny is actually one of my favorites. Or doing corner to corner. That is my absolute, like, when I need just some good comfy crocheting, and I'm not going to read a pattern, I'm not going to follow a tutorial, and I just need to crochet, I usually pull out a corner to corner. In fact, I like to make corner to corner blankets a lot of times. This time I'm doing a granny square. But usually I do corner to corner, and I love corner to corner. I could do it in my sleep. Um, I can do granny squares like this, the granny square stitch, fairly easy without necessarily always having to look. Oh, got something there. So, yeah, when my body wants to, do what I want it to do. And I think the main thing is, like, once you get something that you're comfortable with and you've really built up that muscle memory, um, you'll be able to do it almost no matter what you're doing. Um, and it's like, um, if you watch like Passionate Kelsey, she can like make a scrunchie, and for the most part she doesn't really have to look at it anymore. Some of the stuff on the bags that she does, especially the chaining parts, she doesn't have to look at what she's doing and where she's going most of the time. So you build up muscle memory, especially if you make a certain stitch over and over again, or you make a certain stitch pattern over and over again. You just get used to what you're doing, and your brain can go a little bit on autopilot, and your body just kind of takes over and does what it's supposed to do sometimes. Um, I don't have a whole lot of projects right now that are in progress, mainly because I don't like having a lot of things that are in progress. I like having things that are done. Um, and it's kind of common for me to hyper focus on one project until I get it done, and then hyper focus on the next one. I do have my Volare pillow, but I'm not using it right now because this blanket's just blanket. This shawl is just too big already at this point, and it's going to continue to get bigger because after I finish this round in orange, I'm going to put on the gray and get going with the gray. So, how are you doing on this wonderful Wednesday? I don't know how you guys are, but I really do like to crochet or knit when somebody else is doing the same thing. Or maybe not the same thing, but somebody else is crocheting or knitting, especially, if I can watch it, have it going on YouTube, because it's not like I'm going to sit there and watch their every move to try and like copy their stitches or whatever. But it's just nice to have um, somebody else, whether they're crocheting or they're knitting, just kind of having them there oftentimes is helpful. Um, Plus, picking projects that you can get done in a reasonable amount of time is also important. Um, because if you want to make something for a gift, I would recommend starting several months ahead of time, especially if you're new to crochet or knitting. That way, hopefully, you have enough time to make what you would like to make. Trying to make hand crafted creations at the last minute oftentimes does not work very well. I have been crocheting since I was about 5 years old. My great grandmother taught me. If you've made it this far, hit the smash the like button and the subscribe. Have you guys used any different platforms um, to any like different social media platforms? I'm on Instagram and I'm on Blue Sky. Um, for the moment, I am on um, the Clock app and what else? Oh, YouTube and Twitch. I'm thinking about well, not swapping over, but adding another one where I can do other videos and do lives and stuff over there. But I don't know if it would work with StreamYard because I really like using StreamYard to be able to stream to YouTube and to Twitch at the same time. And I do have another spot that I could put put another social media account on there. But I don't know if it works with the one that I'm thinking of. Um, but I'm just hanging out here doing what I do pretty much every day. Um, I crochet and I knit. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jamie, and I am a knitter and crocheter out of southeastern Wyoming. Mom and I live together. We have two dogs. Her dog is Bella, the little Chiweenie, and my dog is Humphreys, the black and tan dachshund. He's supposed to be a mini, but he's not so mini. If you watch my videos, you may see the fur babies. Sometimes they make themselves known and sometimes they don't. Humphreys is the one that's most likely to get in my lap while I'm recording or I am doing a live. Um, he's my good little boy, but today he's got to make sure that grandma's okay, you know. She's up and she's messing around in the kitchen, so he's got to be out there to supervise and to protect. And little Miss Bella is like, forget that. I have my blankie and the sunshine, and she is happy, happy, happy. Well, what else do I know? One of my grandmother's brothers has passed away. Um, a lot of the family, of course, because they're in their 70s, 80s, maybe even the 90s. Um, so they were getting up there. So now there's only two siblings left, Aunt Ruthie and then Uncle Laddie. And Aunt Ruthie lives fairly close to us, and so when we go in that area, we can see her. Uncle Laddie lives in a completely different country. He lives down in Australia. Um, but time is not always a friend. And Uncle Laddie has Alzheimer's and is not doing so good. Um, I really wish that we could just, have magic wands to wave and fix so many things. But that just does not exist. I wish we could, wave a wand and give somebody back their home and all their belongings that they've lost. Or, wave a wand and then someone doesn't have cancer anymore. Or wave a wand and a child doesn't have a rare disability anymore and they maybe can talk or, do things with their family that maybe they weren't able to before. And, it's getting rough out there in this old world. Um, I just, I really wish that we could fix things for everybody. But I don't think there is any one solution. I think that it's going to take a lot of smaller solutions. Um, but it just, it is what it is. We just have to keep calm and carry on. Maybe keep calm and crochet on. That sounds better to me. I think I'll keep talking to you guys until I am ready to put the gray skein on, which won't be very much longer. Um, and then I'll let you guys go. Just a reminder, if you don't know, I have I go live on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard, and I am putting up videos on Wednesday. This Wednesday is weird because I couldn't get my video to upload, so I'm doing a live. Next week, we'll have our regularly scheduled video that was made for today. And we'll go from there. Usually my lives go between an hour and an hour and a half. This time we're going to go over an hour, but we're not going to get to the hour and a half mark, I don't think. Then once I finish this shawl, I'll send it down to be washed. That will help it relax some. It is worsted weight acrylic yarn, so it is going to have some stretch to it, but not the same as like knitting. But it will kind of become less rigid. So, yeah. And then I can use it this spring and summer when I am out there in front of the house, because I'll be in the shade, and there'll be times when I'll be cold. And, truth be told, I keep a hoodie, a Carhartt hoodie by my chair at all times, because I get warm and then I get cold, and then I get a little bit too warm and then I get a little too cold. So I always have a Carhartt hanging around, at least one, sometimes two or three. Okie dokies. So if you're watching this, I'm so glad that you're spending time with me. And I look forward to seeing you again. Like I said, I have live every Saturday at 1 p.m. And then on Wednesdays, I upload usually a video. Like I said, this week is odd because I couldn't get it to upload, so I did a live. But I will get it uploaded and get it scheduled for next week. That way, you guys will have it next week. What else? I'm thinking about, well, not really thinking. I'm keeping track of my labels, because at the end of the week, I am going to do a video, a short one, about how many skeins of yarn I've gone through this week. That way, I don't know. I think that might be kind of fun to see how much yarn I've used. I've definitely been heavy on the yarn use this month. I can't tell you how many labels I've thrown away already. But I decided on Monday to start keeping all my labels, and so I have a pile right in front of the TV right now. Um, and I'll go through those on when I do that short video on Friday. If you're wondering where you can find me, I am on Instagram. I am on the Clock app. I'm on Blue Sky. I have a Facebook account created, but I have not been using it yet. I may try to start streaming to there as well. Who knows? I'm just trying to figure out how to reach a larger group of individuals, like-minded folks, and just kind of, I don't know, squeeze my way into the knit and crochet community online. I am almost done with this round, and then I'm going to let you go because I'm going to have to tie on the gray. Well, not tie on, but I'm going to have to change colors to the gray. And then I'll continue on with the gray. And what's left of the orange, because it's not going to be enough to go around one more time, is going to go into my scrap blanket. That way I don't have any scrap yarns just hanging out. I just don't like having stuff just kind of sitting there. I want to get it used. Whether I'm knitting it or crocheting it, I am big on getting things done, getting things used. But yeah. Okie dokies. So this is kind of where this is at. Um, it's not quite where I need it to be yet, but I'm going to tie on the gray and put the gray on, and then I will be done. Thank you for spending this time with me, and thank you for watching the video. Now, I always like to close my videos by saying a couple of things, and I'm not trying to be rude or condescending. These are just hopefully helpful reminders. You are wanted, you are needed, and you are loved. Thank you for watching my videos. Um, be kind to everyone, including yourself. and I will see you on Saturday.